I like to call this the recovery. What's going on with y'all? This is my first I wanna say take of it. A lot of people wanna know what I've been doing. Um, I'm a 2014 has not been a year, for me. But we stay positive, despite our situations, we try to remain, humble and meek and just with a smile on the face, despite but I'd be lying to you if I told you, everything is cool. I got my days just like everybody else. There's a lot I want to discuss in so little time, so I'm gonna give you enough today, hopefully to where you be eager to watch next week. You know, like I said, this is recovery, part one. Um, and let's see. Let me start by saying off. I want to thank everybody. For all those who took a part in giving me they, concerns and just doing all I can to lift me up. Despite my situation. Per se situations, even going so far back from my grandmother, because for me it was like once I lost my grandmother, it was like almost like a domino effect, of different things I never really happened to experience in my life like never before. You know, I dealt with a lot of enemies and a lot of different feelings and emotions to where she kind of, in a sense, stood, had a cover on me for. And I want to say in reference towards my so-called family, niggas ain't about shit. You know what I'm saying? It was like when my grandmother died, I dealt with a lot. People took advantage of me. And that's why they say knowledge is power. And if you don't have knowledge, you are powerless. You know what I mean? So family ain't family. You can go to the scriptures. Christ said in the Mark 3:35, those who do the will of my Father are my brother, sister, and mother. And I took control of my grandmother's house. Well, not took control because it was partly, she had want to say part ownership of the home that I spent majority of my life in with a so-called auntie of mine that stayed right across the street. This woman didn't never do a thing. She wouldn't even. It's been times to where I will try to work overtime. I couldn't even convince this woman to come over there and feed her own mama. And you stay right across the street. She got a son-in-law that stayed down the street. But anytime, you know, it was something going on, you had to go through so much to get her just to do a little bit of something as far as the house. 'Cause like I said, I ain't gonna get into that, but pretty much it's like when I lost my grandmother, I had to deal with a lot of different demons that was unleashed, not through me, but coming upon my life, and it was rough. I had to take a stand and take my own people to court because they thought I didn't even know nothing. Them dumb fucks. It's crazy. Your own family will try to get you and stick you for dollars. On top of that, I met a beautiful woman. You know, those who know who she is. You know, and it just maybe it's like my mom said at the time. Maybe I met her at the wrong time. You know what I mean? Because I had a lot of pain I was dealing with. I dealt with a lot of affliction from across the street and down the street, let alone in my own neighborhood. Because some guys, even on schoolcraft, they don't like the simple fact that you doing something that they ain't and probably would never ever do or don't even got the balls to do. And, I took the stand. I was trying to contribute where some felt like I was trying to take over. And maybe that's just how they felt. Maybe they felt, damn, what I'm doing for myself, so let me hate on him. And it's crazy. So I deal with it in my family, outside my family. It's like no matter where I went, I had some type of envious or jealous emotion I had to deal with. And sometimes I question God, like, why me? You know what I mean? Why me? I remember I was a kid, I used to be on schoolcraft banging hard. And even in the midst of me hanging around a bunch of us, I will always feel different. Not superior or better than, but, just literally, just knowing that I'm different. I think different. I experienced a lot of different things. Like, for instance, most guys in any hood, their first favorite sport is between basketball and football. You know what mine is? It was hockey. It's something I experienced on myself. You hear a lot of guys say what their favorite movie is, Scarface or some mob film or Goodfellas or Belly, just something like that. I would always say Malcolm X. Played by Denzel Washington, directed by Spike Lee. I had a way of doing things that was just outside the box. And I always thought outside the box because I knew it was more to life than where I was currently at. And still am at this current state in which I am. It's rough, you know what I mean? Just, being a chosen one of God. Many say they are chosen, but they not. They just say that to get the fit in and to receive the attention. If people really knew God, I don't even think they would be honestly so accepting of what he asks of you to do. But like I said, I remember being a kid and the only thing I had plenty of women. But at the same time, I always wanted a family. I'm 30 years old right now. I turned 30 on November 3rd, of this year. And, I promised myself I want to live like my 20s. And I'm trying to mature. I'm trying to grow. And everybody want to tell you how to live or say what's good for you until you the one that's going through it. I tell anybody, man, just do what you feel is right, because don't nobody got to live with that decision but you. And that's one thing I learned in life. Yeah, get advice, but remember, you the one that got to live with it. So, yeah, I'm 30 years old and, what I'm saying, single, no kids, and going through a lot right now in the state of my situation. I'm trying to build, man. Trying to make the most of, you know, the negativity, the negative situations in which I may be going through, or maybe even aiding me to grow in some way, shape, or form in which I can understand. You know, everybody want to ask me, are you gonna rap again? Yeah, I see that's a good possibility. There's a lot that I haven't finished. But you know, as far as the hood is concerned, I love my hood. I love school crap, but I don't love a lot of them niggas around there. They full of shit. You know, motherfuckers. You know, and I think this is, you know, in a lot of different neighborhoods, not just on the west side or east side, just or in Detroit. Across this nation, we always, when leaders emerge, you should embrace them. You shouldn't be, if something happened to them, oh, that's messed up. We want to wear your RIP shirts and talk about, remember this, remember that. That all them damn block memories don't mean shit. Because when a motherfucker was alive, was you doing all you can to just to lift his name up, to protect him? Or, you know, I question that. I question you niggas. When a leader emerge out your neighborhood, what are you doing to make sure he's okay? To make sure he can represent you and the hood that y'all from, so that can continue on. What are you doing? Don't say you got love for somebody, but you ain't doing shit to contribute to they let's say they movement. And where they movement, it accounts for you, whether you know it or not. If y'all from the same neighborhood and he's repping that neighborhood, or even go so far, even nationwide, that city, what are you doing to contribute? Then something happened to him, you feeling all shitty. You want to wear a shirt, you want to say, oh, that's fucked up. You want to cry, you want to mourn, you want to drink, you want to smoke, you want to do all these things that don't mean shit. That's not going to bring him back. Nor even if he was still alive, or whatever the case may be, out of jail, whatever. What were you doing to contribute to his movement? What were you doing to make sure that he can continue on and be the leader for you, the neighborhood, and the city in which y'all live in? I question you niggas. You say you real. Nah, nigga, you full of shit. And I just about had it with a lot of niggas, man. So I love school crap, but I don't love a lot of you niggas, man. I don't. You full of shit. The minute somebody try to make a name for themselves and do something good for the hood, you want to bring them down. You want to, you know what I'm saying, try to do stupid shit. I despise you, nigga. For real. It's gonna be a long time for a few motherfuckers in me, but the real ones, I'm gonna keep it real with it. There's a lot of OGs that still left. You know? But I'm running down on time. There's a few things I'm planning on discussing getting shot in my next recovery take. Recovery short film per se. You know, and one thing I want to say before I close out, you know, fellas that's my age or coming up, we need to do all we can do to have mentors for ourselves and to be mentors towards these young men that's coming up. Because all that tight shit and all them pants wearing, hanging off the ass, that shit ain't cool. You know, show a brother how to rock a tie, to put on a tie, to wear his, you know, pants the appropriate way. So all that said, say salute.